Thomas Frank's to-do list and transfer rumours that just won't go away. Here's your latest daily Tottenham news headlines. Welcome back to the channel, hope you're all doing well. Let's get into it. The Athletic are reporting that Daniel Levy has been a big Thomas Frank fan for some time. He was the main driver that led Thomas Frank to become the new Spurs head coach. Talks were held before the season even ended on how much compensation it would take to appoint him. Club sources claim the figure is closer to £5 million than the reported £10 million. Football.London are reporting that according to Dutch outlet ED, PSV are willing to cash in on winger Johan Bakayoko for a £17 million fee this summer. The 22-year-old has just 1 year remaining on his contract with the Eredivisie club, hence the cheaper price. This season he has scored 9 goals in 30 league appearances. He is a player that would have been watched closely by Frank, with the manager making a move for the winger in 2023. The BBC are reporting that no suitors have indicated that they would be willing to match Tottenham's £70 million asking price for Christian Romero as of now. Reports are stating that Manchester United are confident of winning the race to sign Bryan and Mbeumo despite interest from Tottenham. However, there is clearly a belief at Spurs that they can get him, with some in football thinking Mbeumo might prefer to stay in London. TYC Sports are reporting that Tottenham have rejected Rosario Central's offer of loaning striker Alejo Veliz. Spurs intend to sell him and will not entertain another loan deal. And the BBC are again reporting that Tottenham are interested in Eberechi Eze, who has a £68 million release clause in his contract. News from the Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust. We will be meeting with Vinay Venkatesham, the new CEO of Spurs, later this month to hear his plans and to share supportive views on a range of issues within the Trust's remit. Now is the opportunity to let the new leadership team know how you feel about the way the club is being led. Please complete our quick survey on the Trust's 5 key principles for any owners of Spurs. Please share widely, they've asked, as we want it to reflect the opinions of all Spurs fans, including those not on social media. Let's make our voice heard, and you can take that survey and visit their X page at THST Official. Yahoo Sports are reporting on Thomas Frank and his to-do list, and it states, first thing is to sort recruitment focus and quickly. The change of manager already leaves Spurs behind the 8 ball in this summer's window. The hesitancy to sack Ange Postecoglou following his European triumph means the North Londoners have lost ground on rival sides. In the mini window opened up ahead of the Club World Cup, Spurs failed to make a signing. Find a solution to injury problems. Spurs last season was decimated by injury problems last term, with only Brighton having more individual injuries, 47, than the North Londoners, 41. The Seagulls were also the only Premier League team to have higher number of days lost to injuries, 1,944 to Spurs, 1,543. To make tough decisions on waning stars. For all his critics, Ange Postecoglou has left Spurs in a good place for his successor. The North Londoners had the 3rd youngest squad in the Premier League last season, with only Brighton and Chelsea less experienced. The likes of Archie Gray and Lucas Bergvall will have benefited from a baptism of fire last season, while academy product Mikey Moore is one for the future. Frank faces tough calls on those at the other end of the scale. Rodrigo Bentancur's unavailability is a concern, while Son Heung-min has not looked the player of old. Many neutrals were happy to see Son finally get his hands on silverware, but could it be the ideal time to bow out? He scored just 7 league goals last season and does not possess the same electricity as in previous years. Son is 33 next month and has spent a decade with Spurs. A call on the captain is a tough one. And bring Brentford's strengths to North London. Frank's data-focused methodology has won admirers, with a recent insight into Brentford's decisions in the final third fascinating. A clampdown on speculative shooting and focus on probability helped Brentford become one of the most efficient teams in the league. Elsewhere, set pieces were a really strong point. Last season, just 3 teams conceded more goals from set pieces than Spurs. Brentford boasted the best record in the entire Premier League on this metric, conceding just twice from such situations, a clear area of improvement to target. And finally, Football.London reporting that Roma and Italy midfielder Nicolo Pisilli has been linked with a summer transfer to Tottenham after making a huge name for himself in Serie A. According to reports, the North London club have agreed a deal in principle to sign Roma ace Pisilli. The 20-year-old is currently representing Italy at the UEFA European Under-21 Championship, and it will be likely after the tournament has concluded in Slovakia when a deal is completed, if that is to be the case. Born in Rome in September 2004, Pisilli is viewed as a classic number 8, and he's very impressive both going forward and with his defensive work. Someone who is very highly regarded at Roma, he is excellent on the ball, reads the game well, and can quite easily switch play with his long-range passing ability. His impact in the final third can be seen by the fact he has 39 goals and 19 assists in his 152 games in all competitions for Roma and their Primavera sides. Pisilli joined the Italian Giants at the age of 8 and progressed through their system before making his first team debut in May 2023, with former Spurs boss Jose Mourinho handing the midfielder his bow for the final minute of their 2-0 home defeat against Inter Milan. Okay, here's my thoughts on all those stories today. The Athletic reporting about Daniel Levy trying to wine and dine basically Thomas Frank for some time, and these discussions were held long before the end of the season. I'm not surprised now we know how it ended with Ange. Obviously Ange winning us the trophy, but it's clear now that Tottenham had spoken to Frank, and it does make me think, did Ange know anything about that? Don't suppose it matters much now. Thomas Frank is in post, but interesting. The club sources claim the figure's nearer to 5 million than the reported 10 for his release clause. I'm sure Daniel Levy would have hammered that down if he could do. That's one thing he is good at, isn't it? Football.London reporting that we might be signing Johan Bakayoko. Don't know much about this player, but his metrics are good. Again, he is a young player. Fits the old metric, but doesn't go with the fact, something that we all know, we need experience. So, look, I'm all for bringing in young players, but we need experienced players in this window as well, I believe. So, yeah, while I'm all for bringing in young players, we need experience. Christian Romero's asking price 70 million, reported by the BBC. Not surprised, not many teams have come in. Doesn't seem Atletico Madrid are willing to pay 70 million. But who does that leave else in Spain? Because Romero wants to go to Spain. Barcelona or Real Madrid for me. I don't think he'd go anywhere else. So that will probably rumble on throughout the transfer window, to be honest. But look, we really want clarity on Romero. But if you see us going for quality centre-backs, it's kind of writings on the wall for Romero there, but let's see how that one goes. Bryan and Mbeumo's name keeps coming up. Obviously, Spurs are interested in this player. Is his head going to be turned the fact that Frank's now come to Tottenham? I actually don't get it. I do in a way that if a player's got his heart set on playing for a certain club, perhaps he supported him as a kid and that club means a lot to him, and he wants to play for Manchester United, then fair play, he can go. But from a playing perspective, surely staying in London, playing under a manager he knows well, and a club that can offer him Champions League football, I would be surprised if Mbeumo is not thinking about that option of Spurs, if indeed that is on the table, because nobody really knows, let's face it. Alejo Veliz, I think this is a player we do need to get rid of in the nicest possible way. I don't think it's ever going to work at Tottenham for Veliz, which is a shame, but I think it's good that we don't look for another loan for him. I think we just need to sell the player. And again, I slung this in, BBC reporting about Eberechi Eze. We all know this. Different release clauses touted, 68 million, the BBC are saying. If we want Eze, I just want us to go and get him. Just go and get him, go and get it done. The Supporters Trust, this is good news that they're meeting with Vinay Venkatesham. Apparently he's very good at that, at the communication with the fan base and listening to what the fans want. So that will be very, very interesting to see how that meeting goes and what comes out of it. Yahoo Sports takes on Thomas Frank's to-do list. This is really interesting, but I agree with a lot of this, to be fair. The recruitment focus they've talked about, we are a little bit behind. Excuse me. I think it's a bit dramatic to say we're behind our rivals. The transfer window was only open for 10 days or whatever it was. So, you know, a long time left, and it reopens on the 16th anyway. So I don't think we're that far behind, but we do need to start making signings. The injury situation, definitely that would hopefully be sorted under Frank. But the main thing for me is the tough decisions about waning players, they call it. You know, Son. They mentioned Bentancur here. I wouldn't personally put him in that category, but has Bentancur hit the heights he did pre his ACL? I don't know. Get down in the comments. Let me know what your views are on Bentancur. Would you take an offer for Bentancur if it came in, or would you just sell him? And Son is a difficult one because we all live with our emotions about the player. We all love Sonny, but I think if an offer does come in, a big offer from Saudi for Son, and Son's willing to go, then he can go with our blessing. As far as I'm concerned, I don't want Son to go, but if an offer comes in, I think it's probably time he moves on. And as I've said, the last action for him as a Spurs player, lifting that Europa League title, what a way to bow out if that is to be the case. And we all know about Frank's focus methodology about using data-led stuff. Intrigued by that, and the fact Brentford only conceded 2 goals from set pieces, that's pretty good going. Well, I'm more interested in the fast starts Brentford made. I think they went 3 or 4 games scoring a goal in the first minute, but they were at it from the start. Where, of course, any Spurs fan will tell you that we haven't been. That hasn't been the case for Spurs last season. So it would be good to see us start fast and almost try and kill games off in the first half, which would be lovely. And Roma reporting about Nicolo Pisilli, or Football.London, so this player could come from Roma. Don't know much about this player. Obviously 20 years old. Again, look, if he is that good, and looking at his stats, they are pretty good. But again, he's 20 years old. Do we need a number 8? That would perhaps assume that perhaps one of our midfielders is going to go, perhaps Bissouma. Again, 20-year-old player. I'm all for bringing in youth, as I say, but we need experience in there. Not necessarily Premier League proven experience. I mean, ideally, yes, but somebody who can hit the ground running, who's been there, done that, bought the T-shirt. We need some of these players in. So let's see how that one goes. Anyway, get down in the comments. Let me know what you think about all the stories today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, everyone. Come on, you Spurs.